One Republican congressman ventured beyond the Beltway and went back to his district in Wisconsin, where he was met with consistent boos and jeers during a town hall last night in his home district over his support for President Trump's policies. Congressman Brian Stile began his town hall in the town of Elkhorn with the Pledge of Allegiance, during which the crowd emphasized the last words, and justice for all. Striking moment there. Later, several attendees expressed their disappointment with the congressman, including one person who asked why he was not stopping ICE raids by masked agents targeting immigrants.
Why are they wearing masks and why are they unidentified?
We'll probably agree to disagree on some of my answer here, but what I view is the moral hazard created by the Biden administration by allowing the U.S.-Mexico border to remain unsecure. And so, it's completely fine that we disagree. There's nothing wrong with disagreeing on the topic. President Biden had a different view than I did on the importance of securing the U.S.-Mexico border. But as millions of illegal immigrants came into the United States and there was a lack of action by the federal government, you're now seeing that action take place with the removal particularly of individuals who are in the country illegally.
I am so disappointed. I am so disappointed in how you represent us as the citizens of Walworth County. Southeast Wisconsin has not been represented by you. President Trump seems to run Southeast Wisconsin through you. And all I have to ask is I will be out there working hard if you choose to run for any office.
I don't think you're the right fit for us anymore. I just think it's time to go. You just don't relate to most of us anymore, and you got to know when to step down. I think it's time.
That was Congressman Stile's first town hall since the passage of the Republicans' budget mega bill, the so-called One Big Beautiful Bill. Jen Palmieri, we've talked a lot about how Republicans during this August recess are going to go home and face tough questions. This congressman certainly did. And it's striking, though, about what he was asked about. Certainly, you know, we've wondered if Epstein would come up sometime, certainly cuts to Medicaid and the like. But this one in particular seemed to really draw the constituents' anger over immigration, the deportations of their neighbors, particularly by masked ICE agents. Do we think what this congressman in Wisconsin saw last night is coming attractions for what his colleagues will throughout this next month?
If they have the nerve to do the town halls, right? I mean, what's interesting about there's one of two things happening in that town hall. Either it was organized by Democrats, and that shows that Democrats in Wisconsin are organized, and that's positive news for Democrats, or it was not organized, and that is organic anger, and that is also positive news for Democrats. I mean, so the things that were supposed to be Trump's that were supposed to be his strengths, right? Immigration was supposed to be his strength, and you see public opinion continues to that he continues to lose in public opinion on immigration. That number is going down, and I think it's because people just sort of feel at their gut, as that woman express, like, why are they wearing masks? You know, it's not, it's she doesn't go to the deportation, the question of people being deported, but it's also just the manner in which it's happening. So, that just seems, it's the kind of things that strike a chord with people, because you're like, that's not who we are as Americans. And you feel that with immigration, and you see, public support for immigrants, and immigrants staying in the country is going up as a result of this. That's out there. It's a gut thing with people. They don't like how this is being handled, and it's sort of, I mean, one of those women sounded like she might have been a Republican who had supported him in the past. But on the Medicaid, I mean, I think that's there. So what Democrats should do in August is really define what happened in the big, beautiful bill to people understand that how it impacts their health care costs. And I would make that a singular focus so that people understand Medicaid costs, what they mean for rural hospitals. And even if you're not reliant on Medicaid, what it likely is going to mean more visits to the emergency room for people who are on Medicaid and can't get support now. And that means your health care costs are going to go up as well. And go into September with whatever people feel about immigration, but also some definition around health care costs, which is one of the biggest concerns people have when they're, sitting around the kitchen table talking about what how their own personal economy is going.
And Sam, we're a long way from November 2026, but any Republican looking to hold on to his or her job then has to look at that last night and feel a little bit antsy.
Yeah, I haven't seen a negative reaction like that since we ran those focus groups on your way too early hosting. It was brutal.
Yeah, you're right. Someone just said I wasn't a good fit.
Yeah, and your time you should probably leave the stage. I'm with Jen. The notable thing here is that he showed up, right? I mean, here's the thing. These Republicans have been instructed to not hold these town halls for a reason, because they're going to produce spectacles like that. The electorate, at least the electorate that is willing to get up and go to a physical town hall and express their opinions, is deeply angry with Republicans. I think the surprise, I'm with Jen here, is not just that it's about, health care or the big, beautiful bill. The surprise to me was that they mentioned the ICE agents and the masking. It's not a one issue, but it's becoming that. And you see that in the polls now, too, where public perceptions about immigration, which was Trump's strength, have really soured, and he now is underwater on the topic. Not necessarily on securing the border. He still gets positive marks for that. But on the other facets of immigration policy, he is underwater. And so if you combine that with the big, beautiful bill, with Medicaid, with the possibility that there's going to be premium increases because the Obamacare subsidies go away, with the issue of the cost of goods, as Jared Bernstein talked. I mean, that is a bad brew for Republicans. And if you can't show up at town halls to pitch it, it becomes even harder to turn it around.
Yeah, no question there. I think the Republicans who do have these town halls are going to be in for it, many districts across the country.